If you were intimidated by Celine being one of the most difficult characters to play in Eternal Return, now's the time to give her a try. What's poppin' everyone, it's your boy Levi, and Celine went from being one of the most challenging characters to pilot in the game to being the burst mage that anyone can use to gain elo. In this video, we're going to look at how to play Celine's 1.0 rework, as well as the type of compositions she fits most effective in. First off, what did they change about Celine? In early access, Celine was able to control areas of a fight through well-managed bomb manipulation. Being able to reposition bombs to counter an enemy's engaged, as well as using E to provide disruptions, was the key to winning the fight. Celine's bomb reset mechanic was on her E, meaning you had to work an E into your combo to make a successful 5-bomb. However, because your E pushed around your bombs, it created a lot of accidental placements if you weren't skilled enough with the character. On top of that, if you had a bad E, you would have to work in a basic attack to get the E reset. Getting that 5-bomb was crucial for any fight, and if you missed on hitting the target, you in essence provided negative damage for that fight. But gone are those days. Now Celine's bomb count only stacks up to 4, and the reset has been moved to the W, meaning you have to detonate the bomb on a target to get the Q cooldown reduction. E can be saved for escaping or disrupting enemies, and the passive basic attack isn't as crucial. This makes the character much easier to play. To show just how complicated this character was, I had never gotten a win on Celine throughout my entire time of playing early access Eternal Return, unless you count the April Fool's video I did way back. Let me know in the comments if you were around for that time, and shout out to you for sticking around since then. But playing the character in 1.0, I managed to get a win in just under 5 games. The character is much simpler now. As mentioned, the key to playing Celine is getting that 4-bomb. The most optimal damage output is to Q 3 times, detonating each individual bomb in between. This will leave bombshells on the ground, which can be used for your ultimate. Once 3 shells are on the ground, you'll be able to magnetize them together with your R for the 4th bomb. You want to make sure to do this as quickly as possible so your opponents can't react to it. Occasionally, you will mess up this combo and miss a detonate in between each Q. This ultimately isn't a huge deal if you're just missing one. It will be a loss of damage, of course, but even from watching the top Celines in KR, they miss one on occasion. So now you know the mechanics, let's talk a little bit about how to play Celine. Playing Celine, you're a backline mage. Your job is to provide burst damage in the form of your 4-bomb on a designated target. Typically, you won't be the primary initiator, so coordinate with your team on which target you're going to engage on, and look to try and nuke down their health bar. Look to poke out your enemy first with QW when you can, and when you commit to a fight, stack a 4-bomb and nuke them. You don't ever want to start a fight with only 1 bomb. Because Celine's Q can only hold up to 3 bombs at one time, you'll want to make sure that you have all 3 bombs when going for your combo. Celine's E is a pretty good catching tool. If an enemy steps up too far, use your E to push them back into your team and look to burn down that target quickly. Alternatively, if your team wants to fight front to back, you can use it to push a backline carry out of the fight temporarily and try to burn down the front line. Since it's a knockback, you can also use it to disrupt channeling abilities. Take a character like Hedgen for example. You'll want to use your E on Hedgen when she's channeling her ult. Because Hedgen can't dodge when her ult is channeling, you'll be able to cancel it pretty easy just by throwing the E at her. That's one major cooldown for your enemy, and you can play safe while your E comes back up. Let's go into some pairings for Celine. Naturally, since Celine is a squishy backliner, one of her best pairings will be a tanky frontline. Typically, you'll want someone who can lock down targets easily for her to get a 4-bomb. One of the best characters at doing this is 11, not only because she can lock down characters with CC and be tanky, but she also keeps targets standing still. Same goes for someone like Elena. You'll have to be a little bit more coordinated if your frontline is Magnus or Lennox. These characters' CC has a chance of moving your target outside of your combo. One thing that I didn't mention before is that getting a successful 4-bomb on a target will slow them. This is decent setup if you're playing Celine in a multi-threat comp. Celine doesn't do enough consistent damage throughout a fight in the early and mid game to be the sole damage dealer, so pairing her with a marksman or a bruiser that can help clean up the fight after her 4-bomb is beneficial. Hopefully this gave you some helpful insight on how to play the new 1.0 Celine. I promise she's way less intimidating than what you're probably used to. I encourage you to explore the character if she looks interesting to you. If she's not your thing, that's okay too. Click or tap the screen now and you'll be taken to a full playlist of overpowered characters that you can choose from.